Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. So here we are. We are now 6 weeks into this Gaza war. And I'm going to throw a curveball at you here today. We actually have something good coming out of this whole war. Yeah, besides the fact that every day we hear about more and more of these Hamas terrorists being killed. Okay, they can go rot in hell with their 72 horned virgins. They can play in Satan's playground that way because sure as hell ain't going to heaven. The good part that's coming out of this, it's probably going to be the end of socialism and communism in the United States. Mm-hmm. No, weird, huh? The interesting part on this whole thing is the Biden administration is completely handcuffed. Okay. They are coming out, the Democrats themselves are coming out as the anti Semites they are. Okay. They are showing their hatred for religion, just like a good communist would. And Joe's panicking. Okay. Now you got to remember, for some stupid reason, the Jewish community overwhelmingly votes Democrat. So does the Muslim community. So really, Jews and Muslims having something in common. Okay. But here's the point: Joe doesn't know what to do because he's got to protect that Muslim vote because, oh my God, we need Rashida Tlaib, we need Ilhan Omar, in Congress. We've got to make sure that we pander to those people. But just like everything else in politics, it all comes down to the money. And who's got the money? The Jews. Okay. Let's take a look at Hollywood. God, Biden can't give up the money that comes out of Hollywood. He can't he can't get past the money that comes out of corporate America. But all of a sudden, everybody, both sides, is abandoning him because Joe keeps supporting Israel against his better judgment because he doesn't want to piss off the Jewish community. So what's coming of all of this is Joe is bleeding support. Instead of having one or the other, he's losing it from both, which is a good thing. Right now, Joe is now behind Trump in every single battleground state. Okay? He's behind Trump in the national polls, and he's on a path to losing. The young vote, which Joe won, I guess, okay, in 2020, has abandoned him. Get this, 20% of people 18 to 24 support Joe Biden at this point. Not saying they support Donald Trump, okay, but they don't support Joe Biden. And if the liberal left socialist communist traitors lose in 2024 because of this, it's a good thing. Okay? So we can thank Israel. We can actually thank Hamas for their stupidity opening up the can of worms in the United States and showing the people the truth. Okay? You hear about all this two-state solution. No. Okay. You hear about this ceasefire. No. Okay. Joe has to support Israel. If he doesn't, he'd be exactly what they've accused Trump of forever. The second coming of Hitler. Okay. Face it, this is the Democrat platform anyway. Communists hate religion. Okay. They are atheists by definition. Israel is a religious state for all intents and purposes. People say this is a holy war. Okay, maybe it's a war for land, but it is certainly a 1,000-plus-year-old war between Islam and Judaism. So, yeah, okay. The Democrats don't have a side to choose because they're anti religion, both sides. So we get rid of Democrats because the people don't agree. The people that are pro Palestine or Palestinians don't agree with Joe because he's supporting Israel. The people that are pro Israel don't agree with Joe because Joe's trying to call for a ceasefire, which all that would do is strengthen Hamas. Okay. So no matter what happens, Joe's losing. Good. Okay. This is a positive. Okay. In order to get this country back, we need to destroy socialism, liberalism, communism completely. Now, to give you an idea how bad it is for Joe, besides the fact that he's losing in the polls, okay? Nobody even wants Joe to run, not even the Democrats, okay? You've got Donna Brazile, for example, saying Joe shouldn't run. You've got Congress people saying Joe shouldn't run. You have a lot of pundits saying Joe shouldn't run on the networks, okay? On the far left, government owned networks are saying Joe shouldn't run. Think the people aren't along the same way? Give you this 72% of independents and 58% of Democrats want to see somebody else besides Biden or Trump on the 2024 ticket. Okay. Now, whether that's RFK, whether that's Joe Manchin, whether that's Marianne Williamson, whether that's Cornel West, who knows, okay? But on the flip side, okay, 67% of conservatives think the ticket's fine as it is, okay? Which basically means you're conservative, you're Republican, you're however you want to say you tip to the right, okay? You're voting for Trump. Okay? So that's fine. Let Trump take 2/3 of the conservative vote and mishmash in there, whoever else. But let Joe split the vote between all those Cornel Wests and Joe Manchins and Gavin Newsom if he throws his hat in the ring, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We get our country back because Joe's folly of doing everything wrong. Again, Joe has, I'll reiterate this again, Joe has 0 successes as president. There is not one thing he has done that's true. Okay, Joe talks about, oh my God, look how many jobs I created. It's a lie. Okay, but tell a lie so often, eventually people believe it. Well, yeah, Democrats are that dumb. Okay, people that have the ability to think and look at it and go, what kind of jobs has he created? Fry cooks at McDonald's or government jobs? Oh, okay. What has he destroyed? Manufacturing jobs, career-oriented jobs, upward mobility jobs. Those are the ones he's destroyed. Sold to China, sold to India. The people that are thinking people go, you know what? Food prices are up. Gas prices are up. Taxes are up. Everything's up. We're in 2 wars. Was it better 3 years ago? Well, yeah. Gas prices were lower. Inflation was lower. Unemployment was, best black employment, best Hispanic employment, low unemployment. We had peace. Okay. We still had the radical leftists who think Trump was the second coming of Satan, but then again, not exactly the intelligent sector of the United States. But polarization is what we've got out of all of this. The country's divided. We know that. There's no way to put it back together. It doesn't matter who wins in 2024. Okay? Elections have consequences. We're seeing that. Okay? Selections have consequences. Cheating has consequences. We're seeing the ramifications of it. The only way Joe's going to win again is if Joe cheats again. Okay? Simply put. But this is a chance. This is an opportunity for people to speak out about what's right and what's wrong. All these people running around about how they support Hamas. Really? So I guess in that same token, you support ISIS, Al Qaeda, terrorism, blowing up airplanes, crashing them into buildings, blowing up, pipe bombs and pressure cooker bombs. That's what you support, huh? Because that's what the people that support Hamas do. I'll give you this. You hear all these mental midgets who talk about apartheid and all this. First off, I want to remind you, how did this all start? Okay, it wasn't Israel going into Gaza and killing people on a high holy day. No, it was the other way around. Okay, it was Israel who gave the Palestinians territory and said, go ahead and self-rule yourself as long as there's peace. And that wasn't good enough. Okay. Every time there have been peace talks between the Jewish state and the Arab nations, the Jews have always shown up. Said, okay, let's talk about peace. Anytime the Jews say we want to talk about it, the Arab nations don't come. Okay, this is it. But yet, people will say how they support the Palestinians. No, sorry. And as I've said before, I understand there's Muslim Palestinians and there's Christian Palestinians. It's been going on for 6 weeks. You could have gotten out. No problem. Okay? If you don't want to be any part of this, you could have left. You could have bugged out. Okay? Gee, I don't know. Would bombs falling on an apartment complex be considered an SHTF event? Yeah, probably. If bombs were falling in your neighborhood, would you stay or would you leave? Probably leave. Okay? So if you stayed, that means you support what's going on. Don't give me this crap. Oh, they couldn't get out. Right. Tell that to the 5 million some odd South Americans, Mexicans, and every other country that's come across our southern border. They can get out. Okay? No problem. But we are seeing the demise of socialism, of communism, of liberalism because of this. Because all of a sudden, the leftist idealists who have this stupid utopia in their mind are realizing, I don't agree with what they want to do. I may agree with we want to support mental illness, but I don't support this. And so what's going to be the biggest issue in 2024? Is it going to be the economy? I think we can all agree Joe failed there. Is it going to be foreign relations? I think we can agree Joe failed there. Is it going to be crime? I think we can agree Joe failed there. Is it going to be immigration? I think we can all agree Joe failed there. I mean, hell, New Yorkers are now, 3/4 of New Yorkers now don't want to be a sanctuary city. They think that we've got big problems with all these illegals coming into New York. Okay? They still don't have a drop in the bucket compared to what Texas or Arizona get. Okay, but New Yorkers don't like what's going on. Everything that's coming down a year before the election is blowing up in Joe's face. Now, what true conservatives need to do is use all the factual information against the liberal congressmen, against the liberal senators, against the rhino congressmen, against the rhino senators, and take this country back. Because if they do, maybe all our prepping is for naught. Because if we can get back to the way this world was in 2019 or 2018 or 2017, we can go on with a normal, productive, healthy, happy life. But if we have any more time of the Biden experiment, you better prep harder, because depending on how the election goes, if we have a Trump victory, we might have a happy 4 years. If we have a Biden victory, we're in for a world of shit. But fortunately, it looks more and more every day like Biden's rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. Let him go down with the ship. He has no value to society anyway. So I just want to see him take down a whole bunch of people with him.